Welcome to a new video. In this video, I will solve 5 challenging questions in roots and verticals topic. Without further ado, let's get started. This is our first question, guys. In the question, it says x minus y divided by x times square root of y plus y times square root of x. And if that is equal to 1 divided by square root of x, and in this case, what is the value of x divided by 2 times y? Before starting, I'm gonna use an important algebraic formula, and that is, guys, a square minus b square, and that can be written as a minus b times a plus b. Similarly, x is the square of the square root, right? So I can write x minus y as square root of x minus square root of y times square root of x plus square root of y, guys. And here, x can be written as square root of x times square root of x. And there is y also, and that y can be written as similarly square root of y times square root of y. So what I'm gonna do is I can rewrite the numerator as square root of x minus square root of y times the square root of x plus the square root of y divided by, guys. Here there is 2 square root of x, and there is also square root of y. So I'm going to take the whole denominator in square root of x times square root of y, which is square root of x times y, parentheses. Then I'm going to have, for the first term, I'm going to have square root of x, plus for the second term, I'm going to have square root of y, guys. And I'm not going to write the right side yet. I'm going to write it in the next step. So here, I can just cross out those values, and the leftover is square root of x minus square root of y divided by. Now I can write square root of x times y as square root of x times square root of y. And that is equal to, guys, right now 1 divided by square root of x. If you apply the cross multiplication here, that square root of x will be going away with that square root of x. So the leftover is, I'm going to write it at the top right. So I'm going to have square root of x minus square root of y times 1, which is this, is equal to 1 times square root of y, which is square root of y, guys. And if you send this to the right, okay, to make it positive, by the way, this is about shortcuts in calculations. I recommend you to definitely take a look at one of my videos, which is about shortcuts in calculations. Anyway, if you send this y to the right, then it's going to change its sign. Here it was negative, and now it's going to be positive. So square root of x is going to be square root of y plus, let me write it first, square root of y plus, and there is also another square root of y, and we're going to have square root of x is 2 square root of y, guys. And now if I take the square of both sides, and then left part is going to be x, and the right part, that square is going to come to the both 2n square root of y. So we're going to have 4 times y, right? So that means x can be written as 4y. So if you put 4y instead of this x, so 4y divided by 2y, y values are gone. So 4 divided by 2 is going to give us 2, which gives us the answer as B, guys. And this is our second question, guys. Here, again, we are asked to find the value of x. Okay, before starting, let me put it here. Square root of 8x, and this is equal to, guys, square root of 4 times 2x, right? So, and that is also equal to, that 4 comes out as 2. So this expression is actually 2 times square root of 2x. And if you rewrite the question, let me just put it exactly here. So that square root of 8x actually 2 times square root of 2x, right? So in the next step, I'm going to just cross out those two values. And the leftover is 1 divided by square root of 2x plus, again, we're going to have 1 divided by square root of 2x, and then that is equal to 1, guys. The left side, we have 2 same things. That means, guys, if this is the case, I have 2 times 1 divided by square root of 2x, and that is equal to 1, guys. And then the right side is actually 1 divided by 1. So here, if you apply the cross product or cross multiplication, then we're going to have the left side is going to be square root of 2x, and the right side is 2, right? And here, if I take the square of both sides, and then I can get rid of the root, right? So the left side is going to be 2x, and the right side is 4, of course. And in order to leave x alone, divide both sides by 2. These are gone. So the leftover is x is 2, guys, which gives us the answer as B. Our next question is x times, in the parentheses, square root of 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x squared. And if this is equal to 2, then what is the value of x? Here, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put x to the inside, okay, inside of the root. And how we can put this x to the inside of the root? Well, we all know that square root of x squared is x, right? So when x squared comes out, it comes out as x. So when x gets inside, that means x is going to get inside as x squared. So we're going to have x squared times 1 divided by x minus 1 divided by x squared. There is a parenthesis, guys, and there is a root, and this is equal to 2, guys. If you distribute this x squared, then I'm going to have x squared here, and then I'm going to have x squared here also. Let's cancel this, and now let's say, suppose that we have x squared here, and then we have another x squared here. So that x squared goes with this x squared, and this part becomes 1. And if you divide x squared by x, then we're going to have x. So what we're going to have is we're going to have x minus 1 on the left, and on the right we have just 2. And now if you take the square of both sides, guys, and then the root is gone on the left. So on the left we're going to have, just let me write it here, we're going to have x minus 1 on the left, and on the right we're going to have 4, guys. And if you send this -1 to the right, it's going to be x is 4, and here it was -1, and now it's going to be +1. Just change its sign. So we're going to have x as 5, guys, which gives us the answer as C. And the next question is, guys, square root of 6 is less than x, and that is less than square root of 7. And in this case, x can be which value from the followings? In such questions, guys, I recommend you to take the square of the sides here, okay? If you take the square of sides here, then I'm going to have 6 is less than x squared, and that is also less than 7. And as you can see, right now we do not have roots. So that means if you take the square of x, then that is going to be between 6 and 7, guys. So if you look at the options here, if you take the square of the options, then which value is going to be between 6 and 7? If you take the square of 8 divided by 3, then we're going to have 64 divided by 9, right? And if you divide 64 by 9, if it was 63, right, 63 divided by 9 is 7, right? And because it's 64, so it's greater than 7. So this number is greater than 7. That means this cannot be a solution because it should be less than 7, guys. If you look at here and take the square of numerator and denominator, then we're going to have 49 divided by 9, right? So if you divide 49 by 9, then we're going to have, actually, if it would be 45 divided by 9, and that is 5. So this is like something a little bit bigger than 5, but definitely less than 6, right? But our value should be greater than 6. So that is not the case either. And if you look at here, take the square of numerator and denominator, then we're going to have 81 divided by 16, right? So if you divide 81 by 16, then we're going to have, well, if you multiply 6 by 16, right, we're going to have 36, 9, 96. So if the numerator is 96, guys, then we would have 6 for sure. But because the numerator is less than 96, which is 81, that means this value is less than 6, guys, okay? So that value is less than 6, but it's supposed to be greater than 6. So this is not the option either. But if you look at D here and take the square of numerator and denominator, then we're going to have 25 divided by 4, guys. And it's going to be, if it would be 24, the numerator, then we would have 6, right? But because it's 25, so it's like 6 point something, right? So definitely it's a little bit bigger than 6, and that is what we are looking for. So x can be 5 divided by 2 in this case. And this is our last question, guys, in this video. X is in the 4th root 8, y is in the 5th root 16, and z is in the 6th root 32. And in this case, which one is greater and which one is smaller, or which of the following is correct? So if I rewrite x, guys, here, x is in the 4th root 8 can be written as 2 to the power of 3, right? Y is in the 5th root 16 is 2 to the power of 4, and z is in the 6th root 32 is 2 to the power of fifth. So x is actually 2 to the power of 3 divided by 4, guys. Y is 2 to the power of 4 divided by 5, and z is 2 to the power of 5 divided by 6, guys. And as you can see, right now all the bases are same. Whichever power is greater than that number is greater than the others. So this is the logic basically. So I'm gonna compare actually 3 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 5 and 5 divided by 6, guys. If you realize here, the difference between numerator and denominator, they are all same, which is 1, right? What you can do is you can just basically divide 3 by 4 and then find the result. Similarly, divide 4 by 6 and then find the result, and divide 5 by 6 and then find the results, and then compare the results. This is one way, but there is a faster way. In such questions where the numerator is less than denominator and the differences are equal, for example, again, the difference between 3 and 4 is 1, the difference between 4 and 5 is 1, and the difference between 5 and 6 is 1. So in such cases, guys, whichever's denominator is bigger and then that number is bigger. So 6 is greater than 5 and 4, that means this one is bigger. So that one is the number 2 and that one is number 3, guys. It's that simple. So from this logic, z is gonna be the biggest one, z is gonna be the highest one, and the middle one is y, and the smaller one is x, guys, which gives us the answer as b, guys. But again, in order to apply this rule, guys, the denominators should be greater than numerators. In other words, the fraction should not be a compound fraction. And that was the last question in this video, guys. If you have any question, you can put them in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video.